kick it off. This is Lunchtime Marketing. Welcome to our every Thursday. It happens every Thursday sessions live. We're doing a lot of live sessions. Welcome to my wonderful co-host, Bjorn Salzone.
Hello! Hello. So excited to be here. Yay! Woohoo!
And today we've got, for the second time around, we've got Chris from hashtag, what's it, hashtag marketing.
How's it, guys?
Hello.
Joining us. Thank you, Chris, for joining us, and thanks for being with us on our Lunchtime Marketing session.
Cool, glad to be here. Round two.
Yay! Fantastic.
So,
oh my God, guys, are you getting warm? I'm frozen.
Yeah, I mean, how is South African COVID treating you guys? Are you all indoors and loving it?
Could be warmer, I won't lie.
Yeah.
I just need a permanent heater around my hands and I'm good to go. But it's all good.
I've completely locked myself away in the room, and I only leave when I actually need the toilet. Other than that, I get drinks and toilet, and I'm just here. So it's I've got myself under isolation at the moment.
Self-isolation. Gotta love it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh my God.
So, do you know, it's we do the lunchtime marketing sessions aimed at really adding value to businesses out there. We have got a nice giveaway that Bjorn will tell us about later. You guys can share that with us later. But Chris, if you want to just start off with telling us who you are and sort of what the chat was leading off from last week, so it gives people some insight on what we're going to be chatting about and where we're going today, because today is also quite an interesting topic.
There was a chat last week, Kevin. Kidding. So hi guys, welcome everybody that's joining. Thanks Bjorn and Kevin for having me for the second time in a row now. I'm the first person to do this ever, so maybe next week I'm taking off. I'm putting in leave. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for having me. I'm from a company called Hashtag Marketing. We're based in the East Rand. We're actually a full service marketing company. So for those of you who are joining us again this week, who were here last week, will know that last week we spoke about landing pages and why they are important. So if you've missed that, I know Bjorn recorded the session, so you can always find it online floating around if you want to hear more about that. And then today we're going to be talking about the difference between SEO marketing versus paid marketing.
Fantastic.
Yes, and that organic versus paid reach, I think that's really important. Bjorn, don't you want to add in, from a marketing perspective, I know that, you work with Chris and it's such an important part of your marketing. You want to touch on why this is important for businesses to consider, if not actually, investigating it more, but at least getting someone on board. Tell us just from that perspective, from a marketing perspective.
Absolutely. So I see so many people have joined us. So welcome. Really awesome. From a marketing point of view, I always say this: if you're not talking, someone else is talking louder. Because if you're not talking, you are silent, someone else is. And in the current space in the online world, it is so important to have your voice amplified. And one of the things that's really, really pivotal is that you want to make sure that you are being clear and that whatever you are wanting to highlight. So in this context, it's really around websites and around your social media and other avenues that feed ultimately back into your website. It's really important that your website is found on the first page. But not only that, you really want to be found in the first top 3, because that's what people look before they start getting lazy. And before we get into that and see more people are joining, so welcome, that's really awesome. I just want to make mention, our chat manager in the next minute or so is going to be putting in 2 links. And because Chris is so generous and we're giving away an amazing prize today, we're really asking you to follow, and that team is available. They'll be watching to see that you follow on Instagram, that you follow on Twitter, because we really want to make sure that the people on here who are engaging or asking the tough questions. Chris said, bring on the tough questions, didn't you, Chris? And Bjorn went. Just to make sure that you are knowledgeable. So please engage with us and feel free to ask questions. If there's something that is what we call IP related, we'll tell you honestly and say, look, it's part of our services. It's part of what Hashtag Marketing does. So, but other than that, please ask questions and fire away. Thanks, Kev.
If there's things like that, Bjorn, they can always set up a meeting with us.
Absolutely. There you go. I like how you think. I like how you
sales
think.
in there. Throw that sales in there, Chris. Go for it. Yeah, so, one of the things that before we kick off with specific questions, one of the things that I've also watched recently online was you're saying, you have a voice. And I think a lot of people don't know about algorithms. If you guys want to just maybe share your opinion about it, what I've noticed is, or what I've heard and researched on is that at this point, if your brand doesn't have a louder voice than the person next to you, the algorithm just basically kind of kicks you to the side, and it's going, okay, cool. What is the loudest point? What is the loudest conversation being had right now? And what is piquing people's emotions? Because the algorithms kind of go, well, that's sort of second best, and you're not going to be heard. So is that true? Is that like factual? Is that something that people really need to be pressing that button and going, yes, I want to make a statement. I want people to notice.
So I'll take.
Go for it.
I'll answer that one for you, Kevin.
Cool.
Algorithms, yes, I get what you're saying, that make the most noise, but there's a whole bunch of factors that Google's put out there saying, meet my criteria, meet my list of what I expect from you, and I will serve you to my customers. Basically, users of the internet that use Google are Google's customers, and Google wants its suppliers, us who are the website owners, to give their suppliers good quality product, inverted commas.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where the algorithm comes into play. They develop that algorithm to make sure that what we're putting out there meets its criteria, basically.
Absolutely.
Bjorn, what did you want to say?
I wanted to also just say, you've just got to think of it like in a very practical way. If Google is in this context, and which is part of the pay-per-click marketing that Chris will get into, is the avenue that we need to direct. Can you just imagine in terms of the amount of people in the world that is using Google? So, you can use it to serve you, or you can get left behind by not using Google correctly. And so that's why today's session is so important, to really understand. I heard someone say the other day, so when you finish my last sentence, to really understand the purpose of using Google, but more how to use it effectively. I had also someone say to me the other day, which Chris will get into, about paid and unpaid and all of that sort of thing. They said to me, they've realized they've learned a big word, and they've learned a word called backlinks. And she said to me, when she first heard about backlinks, she thought it's got to do with the nerves on your back. So she said to the person she was talking to, like, tell me about the links on the back. And the lady was like, no. This is not
quite,
anything to do with your body. This is about redirecting traffic. And that's the most exciting thing, if we understand how the algorithm works, but more importantly, how to apply what we need to do in order to make the algorithm work for us. And one of the things that Chris will touch on today is backlinks, and how that can serve your business really, really effectively.
Fantastic. So guys, I see there's quite a lot of people that's joined already. And today's topic, leading off from last week, is understanding the difference between organic versus paid search engine optimizer. Is such a big word. So tell us, what is the difference? What does SEO stand for, and what does SEM stand for? Because I don't know.
Okay. In a nutshell, SEO, your organic side of it, is search engine optimization. So optimizing your website for the search engine, in a nutshell. And then SEM stands for search engine marketing. So things like your PPC and your SEO fall under the umbrella of search engine marketing. It's all the terms that the people within the industry use. So if you hear us throwing it around, at least now you know what we're going to be talking about during today's session.
Okay. Chris, I think just a really important thing about search engine optimization is, can you break that down even a little bit more?
Yes, I'm actually going to go in depth for you, Bjorn.
No, I just think I mean, you know, in marketing, we can talk about lots of stuff. And as much as we give the acronym, I think people still go, what is search engine optimization? Like, what are they searching? What is searching? And what are you trying to optimize? And what is an engine? Like your car? How is that related to Google? If you know, I don't want to make assumptions that in the marketing world, we get it. And everyone who, you know, because of these sessions being recorded and they're being uploaded into YouTube, someone watches this 3 months later and goes, well, you know, what is in search engine? I'm looking in my car. Where do I go? So if we can just debunk that, that'd be great.
Cool. So Google is what's called a search engine. So we go to Google to search for what we need. And then the optimization part is your website. You want to optimize your website to meet that criteria that we're speaking about a few seconds ago. That is set out by search engines like Google. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but yeah.
Great, that's great.
I think I've answered that.
Can I tell you something?
Search engine, yeah.
I reckon there'd be people that would be brave enough in the chat who'd go, thank you for that clarity. And if that helped you right now, please just say it. And if it didn't help you, just say it anyway to make Chris and I feel really great that we've helped you. It'd be fantastic.
Well, someone said thank.
Oh, you see, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. We're feeling the love. That's fantastic. You see, Chris, you helped the world.
Cool. I was like, to me, it's like so simple. Like it's weird when you understand it and you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. Other people don't necessarily understand the terminology, and you're like, Google, the search engine.
Cool, fantastic.
So who can, if we have to think about the SEOs that we now know what it stands for, who can use the SEOs and where can they do it? So, you know, what is the practicality of this?
All right. So SEO should technically be used by anybody that has a website, whether it's a blog or if you're using a website to sell products and services. So SEO basically helps your website to rank in what's called SERPs. So SERP stands for Search Engine Results Page. So when you Google something, let's say you search a pair of Nike Jordans, that first page that you see with all the blue and white and all the text, that's a search engine result page. So SEO falls within or where your organic search is just below your paid adverts. So if you've ever gone onto, or if you've done, well, everybody's done a Google search, and you notice the first 3 to 4, there's that little green AD next to a search result, which I'll show you more a little bit later. Those are your paid. Just below it, where it doesn't have that, those are your organic search results. And that's where your SEO falls in your search results.
Fantastic. Can I tell you something funny for both of you? The AD, I had a client once and we were talking about stuff and she said, you know, I keep seeing these after death adverts. I said to her, ma'am, what do you mean? So anyway, she Googled, I think it was a retail store, one of the big brands. And she said, you see, there's a green, after death. After death, this is the adverts. And I was like, no, ma'am, that's not after death. So thank you, Chris. We're excited to learn what they're not, or what they are, because, you know, some people think it's after death. Very, very
I just want to reiterate, we are paying attention to who is asking questions online and who is sharing everything, because we are giving away a nice, awesome prize today. So if you want to stand in a chance of winning that, you have to engage. We want to see that you're asking questions and. So please think of all the questions you can. Please put it in the actual the chat box, because we want to get as much information out of this as possible. And the more you engage, the more likely you are to win something today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And don't forget to go follow our social media pages. That's the key criteria. I think it's in the chat box there.
Yes, we want to know it's happening. So what is the difference, or how can you tell the difference between SEO and paid advertising? That's a really good question, because often, you know, you come across and you just think, people just have thousands and thousands of rands to kind of spend on this, on SEOs. But how do you know it's paid advertising, and how do you know it's SEO? Like, how do you?
Can I share this? Can I share my screen quickly with you guys?
I
am a co-host. I think
yeah,
I can.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh wait, host disabled. Share screen. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me try and explain it rather. So it's back to literally what I was just saying now about the green AD. So there's a few different things that you can pick up. So just visualize when you've done a recent search, and let's say you've searched for a product. Maybe if one of the ladies online at the moment, you've recently searched a pair of blue jeans or a dress or something, and you see all the pictures of dresses coming up with prices. Those are ads.
Cool. Chris, can I interrupt you? Sorry, this is actually really important. Sorry, Kevin, because you are the host, because I know you're doing the live stream, you've just got to make Chris co-host, and then you can show this, because I think for our viewers, this is actually, like the crux of what our conversation's about. And I think not only are they going to understand it, they'll be able to in future know the difference and also understand the value it's going to add for their business. So fantastic, Chris, your co-host, go for gold.
Cool. Sharing now.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's much better.
So here's a perfect example of the difference between how you'll be able to visually pick up what is the difference between paid ads and your organic ads, or your organic results, sorry. So as you can see in the red, I don't know if everyone can see my mouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. So here, okay, this is a little bit of an older picture. When we still used to have the yellow ones, it's now gone to green. But anyway, these first three are an example of paid adverts. On the right-hand side, here's an example of paid adverts. And in the green, just below the search here, is organic ads. Organic search results, your SEO, as a result of doing SEO. Then what I was trying to explain, which would also fall underneath the shopping here, like a lady that would have to search a red dress or a blue dress, whatever, and you see those dresses appear here at the top, or a laptop with the price, whatever. Those are also ads that people pay for. We can go into a whole bunch of ads, but I think one more that I'd probably like to show you is, here's an example of those ads that I was describing with the solar panels, just to give some more context. So when you visually see it, you know exactly, okay, these are ads that people are paying for on Google. And then have you ever gone onto a website, let's say you're reading an article on Media24 about anything, whatever, you've just gone onto Media24, and then next thing you start seeing an ad here about travel on KLM Airlines to New York, and over here another one, and you're like, geez, but I only spoke about that yesterday to my friends. Like, is Google listening to me?
Yes, they are listening to you. That's why you've got to cover your screen. I'm kidding.
So the thing is, you would have probably gone and searched something somewhere. Maybe you were on KLM's website and you searched for the cheapest flight to New York or whatever, and they've picked that up. And what they're doing is what's called a bit of remarketing through display, and they're showing you ads based on your interest on websites that are part of their display network, like, for example, the Media24s of the world. So yeah, those are examples of, to answer your question, Kevin, paid ads and the difference between that and SEO ads on face value.
Awesome, Chris. On that note, we've got some questions that are so linked. Sorry, Kev, before you take your next one, that is so linked to what you've just said. Really asked the questions is, how do we ensure that we don't get blacklisted by Google when doing SEO? That's the first one. And then the second one, Chantal says, what gets you in the snack pack, paid ads or SEO? And then there's a third one, which we'll take in a few minutes, but I thought I'd just ask those two in the meantime.
So there's a lot of things that you can do that dodgy SEO practices, it was Rudy you said, right? So dodgy SEO practices that's definitely going to result in doing that to you. If you just do what is required, do it the right way the first time, you won't be blacklisted. Don't do or try and find the shortcuts, if that makes sense.
All right, Chris.
What was Chantal's question?
Before we take that, because the two are linked, is there a way that once you're blacklisted, you can get unblacklisted? Is that possible, or is it like one of those blacklists?
Start following the rules and fixing up your website, adding fresh content, and building up your website or doing the right SEO strategies can have a turnaround effect.
Chris, on that note, just for reference, is there a place that we can go, okay, cool, can we find the rules, the Google rules, and say, follow this? Is there a practical way to do that? Is there like a place, an option, a link?
I mean, there's plenty of resources out there, Kevin, that you can even read it up on Google itself. Google's provided information. So yes, there is. Otherwise, if you don't have time for that or whatever, go to an expert that knows what they're doing, and they can definitely help you.
Like Christopher Watkins can sort of tell us, and if you shoot him a message, he'll be able to tell you what to do and not to do.
Set a meeting.
I think you just scored like brownie points in a bottle of wine or something. I'm not sure. Next, good wine, right? Chantal, oh, by the way, Chris, he likes red wine. Red wine and burgers, and you've got it, or hot dogs, as I see these days. But that's a different conversation altogether. What gets you in the snack pack, Chantal asks, paid ads or SEO? I must be honest, I'm not sure what she means by snack pack, but all I'm thinking is lunchtime and I'm hungry, and a snack pack's working for me right now. Cool.
I guess if I understand what she's asking correctly, maybe just say yes or no there, Chantal, in the comments. But what would be the best to be doing? But from my perspective, both SEO and AdWords for a business, whether you're a small or large business, you should be doing both. But it could be relative to your industry. So it's all dependent. But yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Next question, and now we've got like a gazillion. So next one, Harma says, SEO can get you into the first page position if your website is optimized for search engines. Paid advertising gets you on the first page by paying a height CPC. Is that correct?
A what? Sorry, what was the last word?
It is on the first page by paying a height CPC. HIGHT.
I think it's click per click or something.
I'm assuming that's what you meant. So maybe can I just clarify in the chat, and let me go on to the next one.
Well, I can answer that sort of, I guess. Definitely SEO, it can get you onto appearing on the first page, but relative to certain sets of keywords. And it's not instant. It takes time. It's a long-term strategy that you need to be working on. And then to answer, if I'm answering her question right, on the Google Ads aspect of things, it's instant. As soon as your ads go live and you've met the criteria and you filled out all the campaign information that needed to go on, your targeting's done correctly, and et cetera, you start appearing on the first page immediately within the ad spaces available.
Okay, Linda's asking a very technical question, which might be part of IP, but let's go with it. Let's see. She asks, how do I set up the phrases that people search for on my website? WordPress backlinks.
That one I can help her with. So.
All right. So Linda, you can set up a meeting with Chris. Chat manager, if you can just at the end just reiterate.
Cool. Well, I can answer hers there. So the nice thing of SEO and AdWords is you can actually use some of the AdWords platforms to help you out with your SEO, Linda. So there's a keyword planner on the Google Ads platform that you can use to get an indication of the search volumes of specific keywords. And then that will give you an indication of the highest returning volume of keywords that then you can then use in your content when creating content either in blogs or for your web pages specific to your products and content that you are creating.
Awesome. Kev, there's so many questions coming. Do you want to take them, maybe the next two, the one from Taryn and the one from Linda again?
Absolutely, sure thing. What I do want to, before I get to those questions, one of the things I, might be linked to what you guys are saying now is, does your SEO improve your Google ads and vice versa? Because, if you're going to be doing your SEOs and you're really putting and really making sure that your websites SEOs are really ranking well, will that influence your Google ads and vice versa?
Okay.
Are those attached?
So Kevin, to answer that, it's a yes and a no.
Okay.
So having Google ads campaigns running doesn't impact your SEO, okay? But having SEO strategies, or using SEO strategies when developing your landing page that we spoke about last week, can have a positive impact when people land on your page as a result of your Google ads. So,
Okay.
but just by having a Google ad up is not going to affect your ranking of your organic results. No.
All
Okay.
right. Cool. Thanks, Kev.
So, then Taryn asks, is Yoast a good choice for my WordPress.org website? You're going to have to explain what Yoast is and WordPress.
Yeah, so, okay. WordPress is what the site is, your website could be built in. So it could be a WordPress site, it could be a Joomla site, it could be a custom developed website. So having Yoast as a plugin, Taryn, yes, because Yoast it helps you identify certain things that need fixing to better your SEO, basically.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Bjorn, Jenny's got something there. Do you want to take that question?
Yeah, I will. Just before we do, there's another one from Linda Dent. What strategies give the best SEO ratings? And then I'll take the next one from Jenny.
So, Linda, there's a lot of strategies. Like, I've got pages of strategies. So if there was one important one that I would suggest you focus on, that's going to be easy in the beginning, is your content. So Google wants basically quality content. If you're not going to give quality content to its user that's easy to read, easy to understand, and gives value, they're not going to serve it, because number one, Google will pick up that when people land on this page, they're bouncing off quite quickly. So it picks up that this is irrelevant to what it assumes people are searching. And yeah, there's a lot. So set up a one-to-one and we can chat. But basically content is king.
But Bjorn, I mean, I want to sort of reiterate that, since we've started the lunchtime marketing segment, you have also been saying that quite specifically, like, if you're going to be creating content, why the hell are people listening to you? And it ties clearly, back into the whole Google, why Google does what it does and why there's algorithms and why people would pay attention to your page. If it's not, if it's not something people want to see, or if it's not researched and well thought of, you're basically wasting your time.
Exactly. I mean, like, who wants to read a bad article? Number one. Who wants to read an article that every fourth word you're thinking, that grammar's incorrect, that's a spelling error.
Bjorn.
Oh no, that picture, you can still see it says Shutterstock image. Oh, come on. And and then people go, and then people say things like this, oh, my product doesn't want to sell. And I'm like, are you surprised? If the first thing people see is your website is really bad, then get someone who's an expert who can do it, right? I mean.
So Bjorn, remember what you said to me, the acronym the other day, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Literally, when it comes to content, you don't need to be like a genius person to like send rockets to the moon to be able to come up with great content. It's like when you wrote articles back in the day in school and your teacher was going to mark it. Just imagine you're going to send it to the teacher who was the strictest teacher, and she was the one that was going to mark it. You're the one. So imagine that for every single page on your website, and I'm sure you're going to have very good content. Basically follow the format that you used to write in school, with a heading, a subheading, and then the main body of the content.
And then a summary at the end.
And a summary at the end. There's a few tweaks we can. There's a few special like.
And that's why we keep lunchtime marketing as simple as we can possibly make it.
Absolutely. All right, so there's a few questions. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, let's go to Jenny's question. Yes, Kevin, you want to say something?
You go.
Cool. Okay. When it comes to time versus money, and that's our biggest thing in life, right? Time versus money. What budget would you recommend that a small business could start with if we approached an organization like yourselves to establish a startup, probably a startup SEO, SEM strategy, assuming that the pay would allow for the strategy to grow, and in brackets, assuming that the business offers a good quality service product. So the key question here, what's the budget?
You could be looking at anywhere as a startup, SME, about 2.5 for an SEO proper service from an agency doing it for you that knows what they're doing.
Okay, cool, great, thank you. Next question, Janine, regarding SEO. I would say, is a marketing focused discipline on growing visibility in non-paid? Oh, she's saying that SEO is a non-paid discipline. Got it. In a non-paid results. And SEM is like a bid where you need to pay for your position. This way, I believe you boost your website even more. Oh, thanks. That's a comment. Did someone? Sorry, I got it now. She's making a comment. Thanks, Janine. Sorry about that. Next question from Linda. Clearly, Linda is wanting to win something. Just saying. I see articles, testimonials on website WordPress show a percentage of SEO rating. What minimum percentage is good? Great question.
Can you just repeat that? Sorry.
Okay, I got too excited. I'll read it.
Slow down, slow down.
Like when I do news reading. Welcome to news. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I also see my articles, testimonials on my website, which is WordPress, show a percentage SEO rating. What minimum percentage is good?
Well, it depends on what. I don't want to. I'm not going to answer that one specifically because it depends on what tools they're using to generate those results, Bjorn. So it could be all relative to the whatever tool they are using that's giving them that information.
Okay, got it. Whew, we've got more questions.
Yeah, so Harma here has also got a nice question talking about a grant. They've received a grant of 10K for Google Ads. She was told that we cannot get the traction on the grant that we would like to get on paid plan due to the limited keywords allowed. Is a grant limited to a specific number of keywords?
And hold on, Kev, that's 10,000 US dollars, not 10,000 Rand. Let's just like clear things up here.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, because Google offers NPOs or nonprofits that assistance. So Germa, let's have a chat afterwards. It could be because there could be certain words that could be that you guys are putting in that are going against their policy, and that could be what's causing the problem. I'd actually need to have a look at that for you. And I'll help you out with that. So just give me a shout afterwards.
Fantastic, cool, great one, Kim.
What's the time? Are we running out of time? So we've got another couple of minutes left. You don't know, Chris, it can be obvious to some, but for some it's not. SEOs, does SEO improve your Google Ads and vice versa? We've asked that question. Are Google Ads and SEO services free to do? It's not, right?
So that's a good question. So, and a lot of people won't really know this unless if you know a bit about the industry or how it works. So SEO you can do for free if you know what you're doing. Remember earlier you asked if there are resources available that can show you how to do it. But it comes with a catch-22. Is you as a business owner, if your job is to be out there selling your products and your services and meeting with your clients, do you have time to be spending hours behind your computer doing back-end work and front-end work on your website? No. So although you could essentially do it for free, you'd rather want to outsource it to someone who knows what they're doing and getting it right the first time. Whereas your Google Ads it's a service you need to pay Google for because they're selling. It's like a billboard. They're selling their advertising space. You'd pay for all those little billboards that you get along the freeway. It's their advertising space that you are basically, I don't know, in a nice way, say you're renting.
Yeah.
Okay.
For them to show your ads. Yeah.
All right. We've got some more questions coming in. Janine asks, is there character limits using SEO?
Yes, well, sort of. There's guidelines. And
cool.
when you're doing your title tags and your meta descriptions, we tend to stay within like 50 to 60 characters for our title tags.
Okay.
Which is, I'm just going to show it because some people might be like, what the heck is a title tag? So the blue part of the ad that says get your solar panel,
Yeah.
Actually, let's just go to an organic search display. Okay, so SEO training dash SEO marketing in green, the first one, title tag. Okay. So everyone knows what you're talking about. So Janine, keep it between, or what we follow kind of as a best practice guide is between 50 and 60. Because if you go over the 60, what could end up happening is if you look at the last one where it says full day SEO training in Denver, Colorado dash Thursday, October, ... means they've added more than they should have and now it's been cut off. And you need to take into consideration people are viewing on mobile. So there's also a limitation in space on the different types of or sizes of screens that people are viewing search results on. And then with regards to your meta description, which is like the snippet of text just below. So if you read the first one there again, guys, it says October the 15th in Denver, full day SEO, social media, blah, 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 blah. That's your meta description. You want to keep that as a recommended 155 to about, or 150 to about 160 characters. Otherwise, it could also possibly be cut off, like I just showed with the previous title tag.
Cool. Awesome. Kev, do you want to take the next one from Chantal? It's an awesome question. 3.
Yes. Is AdWords based on a bidding system? What if I have 5 of your, what if 5 of your competitors are paying the same fee? Does Google just divide the time? How would you rank number 1 above the other? Would that then fall on the SEO to get the competitive edge? That's a good question.
So that was from Chantal, right?
Yeah, Chantal.
Okay, awesome question, Chantal. So no, it doesn't take the budget as the holy grail of, okay, this one's spending more, or we're all spending the same amount, so we'll divide it. No, it takes into Google takes into consideration a whole bunch of other factors, like your landing page, the quality of your ad, what have you added onto, and also the quality of the your page score. It's a whole bunch of factors it takes into consideration, and budget is just one of those items.
Wow. Chris, a question that just popped in my head now, from a PR and marketing point of view, one of the things we always talk about is the engagement. And it's really important because that's how we know that your content's really great, people are buying into it, people are engaging, that's why we have influencers and followers and bloggers and all that stuff. Key question, does Google take that into consideration? So for example, you run a campaign where you need to get a quote like you showed us last week with your name, your email, I think was your mobile number. Does Google go, wow, there's 2 competitive companies, both selling chocolate, but this particular company B, is got like 3,000 quotes and company A has got 150. Do they compare and then go, wow, clearly company B is doing something right?
Okay, well, it will, more of a tactic is like, or more of what it will do is it will say, okay, cool, it picks up that more people are engaging with B than what they are engaging with A, so which influences the score of the landing page itself, I'm assuming. And then that will be a critical factor in Google's algorithm, if you want to call it that, to say, okay, cool, this is a much better page, more people are engaging with it, so it's obviously giving more valuable content and information to my users, and that could factor in Google thus serving that ad or giving that specific ad more space, as well as possibly giving them better rates on their bid.
So Chris,
but there's a whole bunch of factors.
Something that I also just adding to what Bjorn just said is, what about hashtagging? So, if you're adding hashtags to your pages, to your comments, to your quotes, to your social media, is that influencing your rating in any way? Does that have any kind of traction on what are you doing?
That would more fall on the social media side of things. where social media can play in terms of your SEO is like, let's say, for example, you've shared an article on your social media page that's linked to your website, and people go to it and they read it, and you can see there's quite a lot of traction coming from that. That's more where the social media has an influence in terms of linking back to the website for your SEO value.
100%. And I'm also going to add on that, Chris, that's one of the things why bloggers are so, a blog that is like effective, and by that I'm talking about the following engagement, is so effective because of the fact that blogs are a great opportunity, we spoke about earlier, about backlinks, where you put the website link in there, links it back to the websites. And so exactly what you just spoken about. So that's really awesome.
Exactly. So here's a tip for all the guys watching. To get some links going back to your website from quality websites, speak to people in your network and get links from your website or articles that they've written where they maybe can refer to you, put onto their website that backlinks back to your website. That's all good for your SEO.
Fantastic. Okay. Guys, so just to be aware, we have about 5 minutes left, so we're going to wrap up the questions. My last question for you today, Chris, is what can we do to track if their SEO or Google ads are working? How do we know? How do we, what's the system?
So for the guys out there are plenty of tools online that you could pay for that would help you with that. But one of the free ones that I would suggest that you guys use when getting started is looking at Google Analytics. Works both for your SEO as well as your paid advertising, gives you a lot of in-depth information into how your campaigns are performing or your traffic through to your website. So definitely make sure you are tracking everything through Google Analytics.
Okay, fantastic. And then we have a last question from Linda. Bjorn, if you want to share that with us.
Okay, I'm just doing some stuff in the background. If you can.
Okay, no, that's fine. Right. From the example on the screen, I see the organic SEO results are workshops or events. Are these examples of quality content that Google algorithms are looking for?
Can you just repeat that, Kevin?
From the example on the screen, I see the organic SEO results are workshops or events. Are these examples of quality content that Google algorithms are looking for?
I'm sure if you got into the pages themselves, you would have picked up, Linda, that what is in or on those pages is definitely quality content. And whoever's doing the SEO for these sites is obviously following the tactics or the strategies or the checklist rather of what they need to be doing, else Google wouldn't be serving those pages in the organic results.
So definitely, if you clicked on those links, you'd know that there's something about these guys that Google obviously loves, and that's also why they're showing up far better than other sites are. So
you'll probably find that if you go onto that page, Kevin, and you read what's on the page, if you were actually searching for a SEO training company, that the information on there would be super relative and give value to the user. And that's probably a key criteria of this of why it's showing up there.
Okay, fantastic.
Cool.
So, we do have one last. Can we have one last question, Bjorn?
No, you're done, Kevin.
One more. We've got just one more from Jenny. Can you also assist with appropriate platforms to set up paid courses, workshops, etc., and how to set it all up to optimize marketing? Could you
sorry, so she's asking if we do courses on...
No, she's asking can she use it for courses that she wants to do?
I'm missing the question.
All right.
Can you also assist with appropriate platforms to set up paid courses, workshops, etc., and how to set it all up to optimize marketing? So can you assist in that way?
Yeah, we can help you. I guess if I'm understanding this question.
So it's a case of setting up an appointment and really having that engagement and really...
Yeah, yes, now I'm with you. Yes, definitely. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like...
I mean, I just think out loud, knowing, was it Jenny that asked the question? Yes, Jenny, knowing what I know from Chris's services, absolutely, yes, he could help you. So I think what would be really great if Chris, if our chat manager could just put Chris's email address in there at the bottom just before we end, that'd be awesome. Just for the sake of time, I think it's time to give away a prize. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Tell us what the prize is, guys. It's really exciting. And
yeah, that's why I didn't catch that last question there. I was too excited worrying about the prize afterwards, guys.
I love it.
Tell us, guys, how we chose the prize and what's been happening in the back end, and tell us what the prize is.
All right. So I'll let Chris give the prize, and then we'll tell you how we chose the prize.
Cool. So we are giving away a one-pager landing page developed for your Google AdWords. So one lucky winner will receive that today after this.
Woo!
Yay!
So, you know what? That's really exciting, because if you're trying to either run courses or if you're trying to attract an audience, which you ultimately want to direct to your website, this is an amazing offering. So thank you very much to Chris and his team from Hashtag Marketing. Thank you very much for the prize. So let me tell you what we did in terms of the criteria, which was really simple. We looked at people that were engaging. We looked at people that followed both Facebook and the Instagram handles of Hashtag Marketing. And by the way, people have asked me in the chat, what is me, this marketing and events, just FYI, so you know. So we've got some runners up, and I always think it's good to acknowledge the runners up, and then ultimately acknowledge the winner, because that's kind of how it works. That's how South Africa is elected, and that's how the winner for Lunchtime Marketing selected. So a few runners up we had some questions from Nicole, Khadima, Chantal, Janine. There was one from Heather, and the another runner up who came second, just there, Khadima, just there. That was you. But the winner is someone that was not only been sharing the event on social media, not only was she on the chat last week, but she has asked very strategic questions. I love how your brain works. Congratulations, Linda Dent! Woohoo!
Yay! Well done, Linda.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Awesomeness.
So
thank you, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations, Linda. Just to wrap up today, Chris, do you want to leave us with a nice summary of what people should do and can do, or how they can get a hold of you? And then we'll move on to Bjorn.
Cool, yeah. So just in summary, guys, there is a major difference between SEO and paid. So I think now you'll be able to go out there into the big world, and when people throw out those words, you're like, yeah, I know exactly what that is. You can maybe give them some feedback. And then also just remember, one is not better over the other. We recommend doing both for SMEs. And also it's also relative, remember, to your industry. So if you want to know more, if you want a little bit more information, get a hold of us. You can email me. My email is chris@hashtagmarketing.co.za. Follow us on Facebook. All the links are in the chat. And yeah, or visit us on our website, www.hashtagmarketing.co.za.
Fantastic. Bjorn, if you wanna just close off, tell people about you and what we could look forward to next week. I know we haven't chatted, but put you on the spot.
So excited. So, one of the things that, and I always say this, is, engagement is key. And so, Linda, I really want to say mazel tov, congratulations, so excited. We'll connect you with Chris and you can enjoy your prize. And I know it will really add value to your business and ultimately to your clients. So that's going to be incredible. From a very practical point of view, before I tell you we can get hold of me, let me tell you what we've got lined up for next month. So this month, we're really just focusing on lead generation. And next month, our theme is focusing on how to network in the online world. So we've got some people flying into Zoom. I can use that phrase now. They fly into Zoom, they whiz through. And from Cape Town, from Victoria, we've got someone from Mpumalanga, and we've got someone who is a surprise. But what really is exciting is our focus is how to network in the online world, and topics are going to be around networking etiquette, how to build relationships. A topic that's going to be really interesting is called 24/7/30, and then we're going to get into where you can, because there's a 5-month Thursday month next month, which is our first. We're going to have 5 different guests, and then we're going to tell you how to apply all of that really practically at the end. And in terms of me, my name is Bjorn. I'm from a company called TNC Marketing and PR. Thank you for joining myself and my fellow co-hosts, Kevin Britz. And Kev, where can we find you?
Thank you, guys, and thanks for joining us on Lunchtime Marketing. It's I love this initiative. I love that we can share really useful information like this. It's such a beautiful way of sharing the love and just getting people involved and educated on things they may not know. I run Business by Design, and we help people. Sorry about that. We help people advance their personal performance. And guys, all the links and everything is going to be in the video description below. I share this on my YouTube channel, which is Business by Design SA. But yeah, you can Google it, and we will also share the links wherever we can. And thank you for the effort and the time and being here today. I really appreciate it. Guys, thanks for your input. It's amazing. Bjorn, thanks for putting everything together. You are amazing. And Chris, thank you for the time and the giveaway.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Guys, check out the social media, and we will be next week with some, as Bjorn mentioned, all the exciting stuff. Check it out, and hopefully we see you online next week too.
Fantastic. Cool beans. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Ciao, ciao, ciao.